Most Honorable Andrew Holness.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, CTD. That's the Chief Technical Director of the Ministry of Agriculture, Courtney Cole. You will understand if I abbreviate the protocols and say it is good to be amongst family, all nice and decent people. I will start by acknowledging the significant work and contribution of the United Kingdom Development Agency. It's called UK Aid. It is important to start there because when I was a younger member of Parliament and then leader of the opposition, former Prime Minister David Cameron visited Jamaica. Then the only person that was there with me would have been Frank Witter, your member of Parliament. You were a member of Parliament in 2015? No. So then the only person then would be then Minister of National Security, Peter Bunting. He would have been in Parliament then. And you recall what had happened during that momentous visit of former Prime Minister David Cameron. But what most Jamaicans would have forgotten is that when he visited, he made a significant announcement of a $300 million. I heard you say 350 million, but it was a large announcement of a grant program which was called United Kingdom Caribbean Investment Fund. And that would have assisted 8 countries and 1 overseas territory for the United Kingdom in developing important sectors. And this fund was administered and implemented by the Caribbean Development Fund. So in effect, the United Kingdom, in looking at its international aid and in looking at its historic relations with this region, would have decided to make a special provision of funding. That was in 2015, a decade ago. It took a little while for the fund to be stood up, to become operational. But by 2017, projects would have been applied for and work would have started. This project, the Essex Valley project, was one of them. Now, bear in mind that the Essex Valley project did not start in 2017. Indeed, this was a project on the books for a very long time before. But it became possible because there was a window of funding. So you will permit me to acknowledge the work and contribution and support of the United Kingdom International Development Funding. And allow me also to acknowledge the support of the CDB in giving the technical and financial and project management support. Now, as projects go in Jamaica, there are many projects because there's just a lot of things to do in Jamaica. And we have a lot of bright people who can develop the projects, write the project proposals. But permit me, if I use this celebratory event to commiserate that it took us that long from 2017 till now to bring a project like this, which was conceptualized maybe 3 decades ago, to fruition. We're here very happy that we're going to have now the ability to stabilize prices by virtue of being able to control excess production, by having the ability to store and repurpose through processing, to give greater certainty to farmers of making a return from their output, and greater certainty to consumers in the price that they face at the market, and an expansion in output by adding greater value to the initial production. We're celebrating this now. But we could have had this 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and we could have had it earlier than now. Almost every project that I officiate at and launch, I must make this point because it has become such an important part of the Jamaican landscape and the challenge that we face as a people. Now, just Friday, I was at another event, conceived a long time, but probably started about the same time as this project, started in 2019. And that is the Bustamante Hospital. It's the facility that allows mothers to be able to stay overnight in support of their children who are being treated at the Bustamante Children's Hospital. Yes, it's a 32-bed facility. It's an amazing facility as I toured it. Project was financed by the NHT, so there is no financial issue. But yet, we were only just a few days ago able to complete and open it. Why? Why? I'm going to be told, as we have been told here and has been mentioned, well, it was impacted by the pandemic. So yes, 2019, 2020, those 2 years in particular, difficult years. It shifted timelines, disrupted supply chain, and therefore had an impact on the ability for projects to be delivered on time. Okay, so let's take 2 years off the project time. Force majeure, nothing we could do. But bear in mind that a similar project was done, financed in Belize from the same UK infrastructure fund, which was to build a coastal highway. That was for 23 or 24 million pounds. This entire project was for 53 million pounds. But they completed theirs in 2023, and it started about the same time or probably a little after ours. The challenge that Jamaica faces is something called excessive bureaucracy. Excessive bureaucracy. And it is almost in our nature to be excessively bureaucratic. Permit me to exemplify this point. My dear CTD came up and he read an extensive list of all who are here and did an extensive welcome and then invited the mayor to welcome everyone again. We are going to sit here for an hour and a half or more reading everyone's names to make sure everybody's, who should be acknowledged is acknowledged. 30 minutes or an hour that could be spent doing something else more productive. We stand on ceremony, and if we don't get it done in ceremony, we have disrespected. Because that's the nature of how we do things. But that is inconsistent with the things we want to achieve. So, Jamaica's bureaucracy is a benefit for the country. Let me make that absolutely clear, because I know the chairman of the PAAC is going to say, I am against bureaucracy. For those who don't know, the chairman of the PAAC is MP Bunting, who is here as the MP for an adjoining constituency, who will benefit from this. Now, when we talk of bureaucracy, let it be clear, bureaucracy by itself is not a bad thing. Bureaucracy is not a bad thing. Bureaucracy is a system and a process that administers, governs, and delivers outcomes. That's bureaucracy. And in our system, we have ministries, departments, and agencies. That forms effectively the public bureaucracy. Of course, there are other elements to the bureaucracy. We have oversight bodies, which are commissions and courts, and we have other public-private entities in which form part of the decision-making process. We have a very good social partnership which helps in decision-making. So the bureaucracy could be stretched to be much wider than just government. But when I'm speaking of bureaucracy, I'm essentially speaking of the public bureaucracy, the ministry, the departments, and their agencies and the commissions that exist. Now, without that, the UK would not have felt comfortable to allocate $300 million in a fund and $53 million of that to Jamaica. So our bureaucracy gives confidence to other countries who have bureaucracies as well. The bureaucracies talk to each other. There are standards of accounting, standards of approvals, and it makes it easier for that exchange to happen. Let me stick up in there and say that Jamaica's bureaucracy is solid, if not dense. And it can compare to other bureaucracies all over the world, certainly in terms of the processes that are there. Because for the last 3 decades, we as a country have gone through a process of layering on regulations and new processes and new standards and new requirements. Layering it on, so it's thick, it's dense, very sophisticated. but it has become very complicated. And I will make another point regarding the complicated bureaucracy. Much of what we have layered on would have come from the requirements of other countries. In other words, in order for us to interface with international agencies and departments of other partner countries, they say, well, you need to have this in your legislation. You need to have that in your legislation. And we would have taken them on. All the parliamentarians would know that when we were doing the fiscal measures, sometimes it was literal cut and paste. Our job would be to debate them, to say, well, make sure they fit within our context. But by and large, we would have adopted. And so when we stand in the international arena dealing with other countries and other entities, and they are looking in on us, they can say, yes, I see where I can do business with you because you have in your legislation similar to what is in my legislation. So we are strong like that, which leads me to say that the United Kingdom should have no hesitation in providing Jamaica with even more grants for the development of the country, particularly having been hit by Hurricane Melissa. And in truth, I believe the United Kingdom, based upon our historical ties, should look more to supporting countries in the region like Jamaica. And we look forward to exploring that. And indeed, I will come to say more about how we intend to cooperate. Now, the bureaucracy, as I said, is a good thing. Planning and approvals, procurement and contracting, financial control and audit, environmental, land and regulatory